The Trump campaign dealing with a different sort of tech issue, disclosing over the weekend they were the victim of an email cyber attack. Deirdre Bosa here to wrap it up in today's Tech Check. Deirdre, what do we know?
Well, Kelly, it was the tale of two campaigns dealing with tech in very different ways over the weekend. The Trump campaign hack. Experts say this is likely just a taste of more complex cyber operations to come. Here's what we know. The Trump campaign says a foreign hacker gained access to internal communications, then pointing to a Microsoft report that said it was a phishing attack, someone simply clicking on something in an email that they shouldn't be clicking on. What we don't know yet is how these types of attacks will factor into the election this year, but it is reminiscent of 2016 when phishing was used to sow discord and influence coverage. The second story, Callie, all about Kamala Harris's homecoming of sorts. San Francisco is where she came up, where she has lots of friends and supporters, just a few of them on your screen there. The fundraiser yesterday morning, just a few blocks from here, that included about 700 people that raised about $13 million, and it comes just a few months after Trump's much smaller fundraiser here in the city, reinforcing just how important support in the tech community has become this election cycle, as well as their dollars, of course. Now, Harris's fundraiser was a lot bigger than Trump's. It was designed that way. And we're going to show you some video of the lineup to get into the Fairmont Hotel where the event was. Kelly, notably not AI generated, despite claims that Trump has been pushing as Harris draws massive crowds.
What's next in terms of either the fundraising front or, should we expect in terms of policy pushes coming out of these Silicon Valley backers who first lined up, or some are lined up around Trump, others now obviously coalescing around Harris?
Policy is the key word here, and we just don't know all that much about either's policy. Of course, Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, is a former venture capitalist who has stuck up for so-called little tech. That is more of the startups that compete with the incumbents, the mega caps that we know. Kamala Harris is a bit more of a question mark. I mean, the Biden administration's policy towards tech is seen by many people here as hostile in terms of the regulators, in terms of the crackdown on the mega cap giants. So I think a lot of folks are curious as to what her policy is going to be. And it's still an open question for both of them. But I think there is this general thinking that nothing can be as bad as the Biden administration.
Also curious, Deirdre, as we get more details on that sort of, they called it a spear phishing attack on the Trump campaign, reportedly perpetrated by Iranian agents.
Yes, and that would be different than sort of that 2016 playbook where we saw more Russian influence. So that is according to a report from Microsoft that says that Iranian-based backed groups, have been a lot more active in recent months. So that's certainly something to watch out for. And like I said, experts say this is likely just the beginning. We're going to see those attacks ramp up.
All right, Deirdre, for now, we appreciate it. Deirdre Bosa reporting.